Welcome back, you gorgeous and beautiful people from the internet. My name is Manzi Crypto, and today we're going to continue on with a beautiful series over here called BEEFY. So the other day, my brother immigrated to Australia, right? He lives in Australia now. I still live in South Africa. I want to move as soon as I can. Canada was my number one place, but now I think Australia is because I already have family there, if that makes sense. But I just want to tell you guys a story that me and my brother talked about like a year ago, maybe even longer. He has a book called Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he's like in there's a phrase in the book that he mentioned to me that is sticking with me right now. He said that the rich figure out a way for money to work for them. The poor always work for money and live on a month-to-month basis when it comes to income. So the poor learns to save and then get interest or buy stuff that makes them money. And the poor never saves. They spend their money as much as they can. They have the fanciest cars. They have the fanciest phones. But they end up living month to month. And then they don't understand why they're receiving $3,000 a month. And they still can't get by with money. So yeah, that's the honest truth. The thing is, though, rich people keep making mistakes and eventually they learn from them and they figure out a way to get forward or past whatever obstacle there is in order to make it profitable. And that is the extra stress that rich people have, which poor people don't. Poor people just rely on income and they'll do anything for money. They're spending time for money, where the rich eventually makes money work for money, and they just have overall more free time to spend with family, spend with their kids, or do what they want as a hobby. So that's just something that stick with me. And I think it's a good life lesson, to be honest, when you actually do think about investing. So yeah, that is just my opinion. But hopefully it resonates with you guys as well in some way, shape, or form. Today we're going to invest again. So this is the Bitcoin BNB one. I'm going to continue on doing this because I want to get more ETH. However, we invested twice in this already and it's still 5% total hold value. That is so bad. So I'm not gonna go into this one that much anymore. If we can get more Bitcoin pair, then I'm just gonna go with more Bitcoin, to be honest. It just seems overall to be more valuable, in my opinion, for when stuff do recover, is to have a decent amount of Bitcoin in your possession. So I'm going to click on this pool over here. I'm making these videos back to back, by the way, because I have a little bit of money that came loose. So I'm going to just do this until we reach eventually, like I showed you guys before. Eventually, I want to have $500 in here right now. Every 10 sponsored series, I'm going to just add $50 in those. So we need to get as close to or as fast as we can to $500 right now. And then it's going to be up to you guys. Like, how often do we invest here or not? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to just, let's see here. Click over here, click on BNB. I'm going to scroll this to as close to $50 as we can. By the way, the previous one we invested again $49 or something. So always make it maybe a little bit more. Let's say that $50.74 seems to be good. So we'll do that, and let me just do this quickly. And there we go. We are in now. And you might be asking, dude, why don't I just put in $500? Well, first of all, I don't have that much at the moment. And second of all, I want to make every part $50 worth, if that makes sense. So I'm uploading this much right now, so we can actually have at least, as close to $500 as possible. And you can see we're making 31 cents already, which is, it's actually a pretty good number. And our Bitcoin that we have is about 40% of our total hold out of the $300. About 40% of it, exactly 40%, is, of this dollar amount is now in Bitcoin. But just keep in mind, guys, it's BTC-B, which means it's a wrapped version that is on the BNB blockchain of Bitcoin. There's no native Bitcoin in BNB, so you have to go with the BTCB. But yeah, it's somewhat the same price. It moves almost to the T exactly to Bitcoin. So yeah, it's always just better to hold Bitcoin itself than it is to hold a wrapped version of it. But it's the closest we can get to it. So I'm going to just keep that at the moment. So yeah, that's it. That's going to be the video for today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.